Hello, and thank you for coming to the McWaters Effect. I'm your host, Matt. Today I'm looking at OAN, but first I need you to hit like and subscribe. Helps the channel grow. Let's take a look at this news article. Election workers in 2nd GA County comes forward with allegations of voter fun. Now guys, I can't say that word because of YouTube policy. Sorry about that. But there's a video below. Let's take a look at it.
Now election workers in a 2nd Atlanta area county are coming forward with accounts of what they describe as election irregularities. One America's Scott Wheeler has been on the ground in Georgia investigating.
DeKalb County is Georgia's 4th most populous county. About 40% of Atlanta is in DeKalb, and it is also one of the most Democratic counties in Georgia. In the days following the November general election, election workers swore affidavits attesting to what they saw and were frustrated when their complaints were ignored.
I came home sick. I was so upset. I still am very upset about the whole thing because
Marcy McCarthy was a DeKalb County vote adjudicator. McCarthy says what she saw was so disturbing that it has shaken her faith in the election process.
Now, I'm not going to let it rest. We have to fix this. We have to restore fitness, faith, integrity, and trust in our elections if we are going to have a country and if we are going to believe in a democratic process.
Do you think that was a fair election? From your standpoint in DeKalb County, was it a fair election?
I do not think it was a fair election because there was no locks in places. We abandoned election code that was from the state of Georgia. It was completely, with lack of a better word, it was a free-for-all on those absentee ballots.
Specifically, McCarthy says that as a member of a vote adjudication team, they were supposed to evaluate mail-in ballots that were damaged in order to determine the voter's intent. McCarthy says that instead, Democrat Party election authorities took it upon themselves to count those votes out of sight of the voter adjudication team, potentially affecting 7,000 votes in DeKalb County alone, in a state where Joe Biden won by fewer than 12,000 votes. The election workers were not allowing the bipartisan review panel to do their job. They were judging the ballots themselves. Is that correct?
That is the correct statement, yes, because they could undo the work of the bipartisan review panel without any controls, without any oversight, without any log files, simply at their will and wish could change the entire ballot in DeKalb County.
What's the point of the law?
Well, that is a great question because we are here today because there was zero enforcement in the 2020 elections. Many of us, including myself, saw something and said something. And the same people that we helped to elect called us liars.
McCarthy spoke out to election officials, but like many of her colleagues, she was ignored. And while the man in charge of the Georgia elections, Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, was declaring this the most secure election in Georgia history.
All right, guys, that's the end of the article. And this right here is why we need to have audits throughout the whole state of Georgia. And actually throughout the whole country. But the whole state of Georgia needs to be audited. Now, Vernon Jones been talking about that, and he's running for governor in 2022. My opinion, that's the only way we're going to be able to get this done in Georgia. A full state audit is by electing him as governor in Georgia. Now, if you live in Georgia, you need to go out and vote for Vernon Jones because he's going to get that done. Now, you have Republicans like Brad Raffensperger, who is actively trying to stop this audit in Georgia from progressing and getting larger in other counties. He needs to lose his office and someone needs to take it over that's actually going to be fair and go and look into election integrity in Georgia. But guys, that's my opinion. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit like and subscribe. Helps the channel grow. Peace.